we should absolutely take the digital world seriously. And there's lots of reasons for today, but I want to contrast it. Because 500 years ago, we took the printing press seriously. And I think that's, even though we've lived with books and printing press for 500 years, we forget that 500 years ago, it was a brand new innovation. And so what the printing press did 500 years ago is it brought literacy to Europe and then to the world. But it also brought the Bible into people's homes. It also brought catechisms and instructional tools for churches to use. So it was a revolution in a sense, democratizing learning in the church as well as in society. And so we've used the printing press in all shapes, sizes, shapes, and forms over the last 500 years to communicate the gospel, to educate, to teach. So now we stand in 2016, and the 2016 printing press is the internet. It's all these new digital tools and media that are available to us. So when churches say, well, we're not sure about that, I'm sure 500 years ago, churches were saying, we're not sure about the printing press, but you see what happened when we adopted it. So we have this great opportunity presented to us, which is we have these great digital tools and technologies available for most of us almost free. We have great religious content in audio and video and websites, high quality, produced by individuals and publishing companies, and religious organizations and denominations, all available to us. So we have this gap. In the old days when they were wiring communities, they'd always talk about, well, we're running fiber optic cable right down your street. It's just that last mile of copper cable that we can't get the high speed into your home. Well, we have a last mile problem, is that we have the abundance of these resources. We have an abundance of these tools and technology, and we need to close the last mile, which is churches need to adopt these to communicate the gospel. Not because it's a fad, not because this is the thing we should do, everyone's doing it, because this is the way the gospel is going to be communicated. And so now we have this unprecedented opportunity to literally reach everybody in our community with digital media and digital tools. We have the opportunity to expand our church campus into people's everyday life, so that, for example, during the 40 days of Lent, every day we can be in a relationship with people, whether they are active in our community or they have nothing to do with our community, with Lenten content. Each day we can connect people to vital content. Each day we could use tools like Facebook for people to interact and connect with each other around faith questions. A church that I'm familiar with posts a daily devotion. Their church maybe is 100 members, but 300 people read that daily devotion all around the world. So they have this great public face because of social media, but it's religious content. So oftentimes we contrast these as the work of the gospel is here and digital media is here. And I want to bring those two worlds together because I think digital media is the way we're going to communicate the gospel and an opportunity to reach people both active in our community across the whole lifespan, but also out in the community, in the wider community, who need to be reintroduced to Jesus, to the church. We now have a way to do that. So for me, it's the printing press of the 21st century of the digital media and the tools. And it gives us unprecedented ways to really reach people with the good news across the whole lifespan. The other thing is people bring to this new revolution, if you will, the digital revolution, they bring all the gadgets and tools already. They're familiar with all of this. So we don't have to teach anybody how to use these things. We don't have to teach anybody how to use Facebook or how to use an app on their phone. We can put our religious content into those platforms and people will access this as part of daily life. The thing that every church struggles with is how do we expand the time and the attention we have with people? Well, the digital tools and media give us a chance to be immersive, meaning we can immerse people in their everyday life with these resources in a way we just can't do it physically. So it's never either or. It's physical places and it's online spaces, and the digital and the physical work together. And when churches put this together, what happens is they accelerate the whole faith formation process. When they rely only on the physical, what they find is that they're just limited in what they can do because we have to schedule things. It has to be at a particular time. The digital world allows us to be 24/7. And I think with the abundance that's been created just in the last 5 years, that's available to us, we can do marvelous things across the whole lifespan with people that allows us to be faithful to our mission. So it's not about the gadgets, it's about the gospel. The gadgets just allow us to do the gospel in the same way Gutenberg and the printing press allowed us to get out the Bible to everybody.